edition of the Sherma Show, and today we are honored to be in the presence of Barrister Mafani Ngando Victor, founder and managing partner of Kingsman Advocates law firm. Welcome to the Sherma Show, Barrister.
Thank you very much. The pleasure is all mine. I'm very happy to be here today.
It's our pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
So if I want to know, maybe if I wanted to write like a story about you, like your teenage you, what would the summary of that book be?
From a very humble background, I both parents are teachers, grew up from rural environment in Jan Division in Mundimba, and just like every other young man, I've always had this desire to break off that elementary normal child stage I would just have to manage to survive.
What was the inspiration behind studying law?
Well, I've always loved law. Maybe in my very early years I got surrounded by men of the law. Yes, those days before you even watch a movie, it was very difficult. You have to go stand by your neighbor's window. So I was so privileged to the few movies I could watch. I loved the whole ambience for me initially. But while growing up, I got motivated. I think the reason lawyers reason differently. We had funny stories about lawyers, so I was curious to find out. But deep inside, I had that passion to be a lawyer and nothing else.
Wow.
No confusion, straight.
So what's some of the people that you look up to?
Well, my late professor of law, late Professor Yano, Michael, he was so good to me. I think he had to spot me once in class and said, it's not enough to have a degree. I love the way you write. You can consider going to the law school. Maybe being a practicing lawyer. And from there, after school, I'll go closer to his office, help him with some things, not really legal, but just carrying files, carrying his bag, sit with his company, and just building the hope.
How easy is it for somebody who studies law out of Cameroon to be integrated in the Cameroon Bar Association?
Personally, for me, the first was to abandon, because I didn't just study in Nigeria, I worked there for about 3.5 years. So I was all the whole Nigerian lawyer. Coming back, the first challenge was for me to, when I make reference to a case in court, they will tell what happened to Cameroon cases. And I may not have that time to immediately get a Cameroon case. So I always struggle to go back and have Cameroon cases to substantiate my point. But for me, then also working out of in the whole country. We also have the French law, civil law. Nobody teaches you that in the law school. So you have to come back, you put your books, and you undergo personal studies again to switch to that form of system. So I don't just work in the English-speaking regions, also in the French-speaking regions.
So what's the major difference between the English law and the French law?
Well, the English law has what they call binding precedents or stare decisis, in the sense that you can convince a judge to arrive at a reasonable decision citing other existing cases. But in the French system, the principle still holds, but there's more fairness in the common law system. Even when it comes to a criminal justice system, you can be presumed innocent in the common law system. In that case, you see situations whereby even those who are keeping you in detention can release you temporarily. But in the French case, it's typically treated that somebody is being kept in detention and you will stay there until you prove your innocence there and so on. So that's just it. Yeah.
So going through your profile, right, I discovered that you're well invested when it comes to continuous learning. What's the cost of not learning in your profession?
Well, the thing is, it's good to always have continuous learning. I'm more into commercial business, intellectual property law, and you can't study everything within the confines of your classroom or even the law school. It's good to read, even if you're not reading law books. So for me, continuous learning, I discovered those areas that I have weaknesses in. And I think it's important for me to do some short courses. It's not so easy at times managing that with work, but when I have the time, I go for them. just to improve the knowledge in that area, not to give illegal advice that someone can rely on totally and you are not so sure from the roots. So if I realize I'm having a lot of clientele or requests in a particular area, I look for a training and take it.
What makes Kingsman Advocates law firm unique?
Well, first we have a tradition to ensure that we give our clients the best representation. We can go as far to be very dedicated in because of attaining that. Also, we have attained a level that we have so many referrals. When people start referring others to you, you have no option than to keep that hope very high. So summarily, we understand the principles of the law, we understand the ethics, we understand the expectations of clients, but we try to be in their shoes when reacting and give them that support. All these things have to do with diligence and dedication. So when you have that, it's easy for you to attract as many clients who want to hire you, because there are certain who are being hired.
So after the break, more with Barrister Mafani Ngando. If you're just joining us today on the Sherma Show, we've been in the presence of Barrister Mafani Ngando, founder and managing partner of Kingsman Advocates law firm. So Barrister, before the break, right, you mentioned the fact that one of your areas of specialization is intellectual property. Educate me a little on that.
Well, intellectual property or IP is simply is that area in law where emphasis is made on protection of creative and novel act, particularly by artists, novelists, or anyone who comes up with something very creative and you want to protect it. You may have a logo here, you may have something unique that you've created, you want to protect it. So you can fall under trademarking, patent, novelty, summarily just steps to protect something that you created out of your imagination. In the country, it's presently, it's being handled by OAP. I think it's just in Yaoundé and nowhere else. So you surrender that novel act and you'll be protected. No one can take it away from you. No one can use a particular name without getting approval from you or consent for it to use it. So it's normal in the entertainment industry where artists suing others or companies want to use a name to advertise. So if you don't protect your name, it can be used by somebody else. So if you're using a name even for 20 years without it being registered under intellectual property, someone can take it from you. And the person will take away all your clients, all the good people who are following you, and you may lose it. Yeah, so that's IP, intellectual property.
So what are some of the risks involved in not taking this seriously?
Yeah, you may lose your brand no matter how long you've built a good name for it. You may lose your brand. I've had cause to work with a lot of companies and they take steps to even protect their logo because they think their logo alone brings a lot of clients or customers. They take steps to protect it. Other companies like Coca-Cola, they've taken steps to protect it. And a lot of countries, Orange, MTN, they've taken those steps to protect it. I don't know if your show has taken steps.
We've started, we've initiated.
Great.
I think it takes a while.
Yeah, it takes some time. Also, it depends on who is handling it because the common practice here in Cameroon is attorneys do virtually everything. Great. So at times you may surrender your job for someone who is into criminal law, for example. So he's definitely going to struggle. He may not tell you in public, but he will struggle. So I've had cases where all my colleagues have accepted briefs, but they have to bring it to me because they think this is an area that he already has the contact, he already has understands the journey, the challenges, what to do to minimize costs and risk and delays. So that shows it.
Okay. So what are those items that are worth protecting in the company? You mentioned the logo.
Yeah, you can also protect your brand name. You could put even poetry, those rights. Yeah, you could protect your book. You could write a very good book and come out with a good storyline, but it's just there. And someone who has the money and the means tap into it and take it. You will cry on social media, on radio, but the person has the protection, it's deemed to be his. So music, artwork, those in the industry, they must take steps to protect anything they hold so unique as a creative imaginary work. Something will take that time to build it, where people are following, whenever they see it, follow it. Whenever they see it somewhere, they rush behind it. So in the music industry, in the movie industry, as well as poets, writers, everybody, even the legal industry. Like Kingsman, we've taken time to protect even the name and the logo. Someone might see it and say, okay, I love this. Have they protected it? No. And we might be struggling. Yeah.
So on your website, right, we noticed that you cannot copy anything.
You know better everything about me.
So what's the difference? Yeah, because in other websites, it's possible to copy, right? But maybe with yours, it's different. So
Well, each show I took time to build everything, and I felt it would be so unjust for someone to just sit down and copy and paste somewhere without giving any credit to me. So we also have a very powerful IT team. I think they brought up the initiative at one point when we realized most of our little writes up. I think I have more than 200 publications in the cyberspace. And last year we came out about 5 international legal awards that we won as a firm. So we have people coming in for so many reasons. Most times not the best reasons, so we just take steps to protect it.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So another area of focus, right, we found is kind of like business role and business formation, right? Now, at what time, business lifespan, is it very vital for them to have a lawyer in place?
Well, this would depend on the vision and the goal for every businessman. I've had clients who want me to ensure that their business is registered from day one, because they don't want to enter into any contracts and tomorrow it's been seen like an illegality or they were existing. Because in law, a non-existing entity, a company is a person. That's why a company can be sued, a company can have a bank account. So if you don't have legalization, whatever you're doing, if there's a problem, you lose everything. But I would advise that companies or business people should take steps at a very early stage. You can make your business plan, you understand the sector you want to go in, bring in a lawyer. A corporate lawyer, again I emphasize, because a criminal attorney may not give you the best representation in corporate world. So he will understand the laws surrounding incorporation of companies, he will understand those who are to be shareholders, understand the share ratio of those who are to contribute, how to go about it, the various stages until the end of the registration. So I would ordinarily advise people do it first, because you may think you want to start doing something, money will start coming in, contracts will be signed, you never can tell. Someone can be smarter to say she's doing all this or he's doing all this without taking the legal steps. Not everybody have a clean mind in business.
So, barrister, but the issue is we have your entrepreneurs, startups who really want the services of a lawyer, but sometimes the cost involved is too much for them, given that they're still starting. So what are you guys, like lawyers, doing to help facilitate this process for startups?
Well, I'll talk about me,
Okay.
because I have a belief at times I get into projects with my finances. At times I believe in what you have. But to be very honest, I would advise startups, you must not necessarily start by forming a company. There's what they call enterprise, one-man business sole proprietorship. That's what they call partnership agreements. Those are other documents that legalize your operations. So it's what they call joint ventures agreements. When you do them right and legalize them, you can still operate. So you can call them pre-formation contracts, but a contract can be entered into by 2 people. For instance, I can sign a contract with you. I need not be a company before I sign a contract with you. Great. So when you take these steps to ensure that you having contracts signed, being joint ventures, being partnership agreements, you protect your engagement from an elementary base. Now, when you're doing that, you're into business. So I can do a partnership with you to ship in certain products into a country. That document is legal, the products will come, money will pass. Then from there, you just have to have a plan. If you've made some little income, you proceed to get a lawyer. Most times, it's not just the expensive nature of the lawyers. You also have to consider that we help navigate a lot of hurdles in the system. The level of taxation, the level of registrar of comments. So they have certain fees that we can't do anything about it. So I will just tell you, this is the fees. And no matter how you cry, or it's the government. I can't tell the government receive installment for this person or receive installment for this person. So our advice that you should take steps to ensure the elementary transactions are legal. If you're doing your partnership, sign it. I can do a contract with you without doing the company name. But the error most people do is, you see someone have a beautiful business plan, a nice company name. The person will enter into a contract with that company name, forgetting that company is not registered. So instead, do it with your name. With your name. So when you start doing one or two businesses, then you get some resources and start your business, your company. That's my advice for, because we can't do much. The Bar Association, there's no uniform rule that directs us on lawyers on how to treat clients. My relationship with you can be different. Somebody might come to me and say, oh, well, we love the Kingsman, they're in the store, but somewhere else, they didn't make my calls, I'm not happy. So it depends on your personal relationship with your clients. I've had clients come to me and say, registration will take about 2 months, 1 month. Can I pay you in 2 installments? I agree. It's a way to contribute and say, okay, let's not kill the dream. Let's start somewhere. So it depends on the individual and the attorney involved.
So, but how easy is it to kind of like leave from maybe an enterprise into a limited liability company in Cameroon?
Yeah, most times, an enterprise is just like a one-man business. You don't have anything like share allocations, but you definitely will have incorporation papers and tax papers. What gives it the company status is the shareholding. And at that level, it's good that you have what they call the articles and the manner of association, which will definitely describe the share distribution ratio and the share capital of the company. When that is done, there's what they call a company resolution, or the enterprise of the resolution. The resolution is going to capture the fact that they intend to move from an enterprise to a private limited company, and that they'll take steps to arrive at the share capital and file the article of association. Now, when that is done, you take it back to the issuing authority, and it's going to be transformed. So it's a resolution, a decision that will lead to the transformation from an enterprise to a private limited company.
So I had an incident once. In the first situation, I went to a lawyer, right? There was this, he gave me like the procedure to actually have a company registered was so long. And later on I found out that there was an easier process which was less costly. But in the second year, the process that I was thinking of was longer. But he gave me a shorter process and less costly process. So in my mind I was wondering, will it be fair for me to go back and maybe sue the former lawyer?
No, it's a specialized area, being a lawyer, and every attorney got what he wants to achieve at the end. Well, maybe the first person you went, I'm just doing, maybe the first person you went to, you were very open, like you presented your whole dreams, what you want to do, and it took time to give you a very detailed and open legal response to. Then the second question you went to, maybe you said, this one is very expensive, and you went into detail with your dream, and he too responded by saying, all right, we can follow this easy road. So it depends on what really happened there. But for me, I'm interested in removing cases on my table very fast, because there's so many cases to deal with. So if I realize that something is going to take a shorter route and it's faster and it's still legal, I introduce it to my client, except you reject it. But for me, I believe if I dismiss the cases fast in front of my decks, I'll have time even for myself. Because there are days I sit 8 to 8 every day, January to December. Practically beg for a vacation.
I'm sure this education is deep.
Yeah, so it depends on the attorney. That's what I'm saying, that maybe you went for a company and he gave you the whole procedure. Maybe from incorporation, right to taxation, right to publication, then maybe start handling your declarations, and that was very expensive for you. And The person might say, do an enterprise. You don't need, or go to a one-stop shop. Reduce your share capital to less than 1 million. Do it yourself. You don't need no public. It depends on what you want to achieve. So he may not really be doing something wrong for you to sue him or for you to report him to the bar council. It depends on your intentions, how you expressed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yes.
Thank you. This
Yes,
is
okay.
getting deep. So maybe we'll take another break again. All right. After the break, more with Barrister Mafani Ngando. If you're just joining us today on the Shema Show, we've been in the presence of Barrister Mafani Ngando, the founder and managing partner of Kingsman Advocates. So before, during the break, Ryan, we're talking of how to monetize your craft. So please give us some secrets. Anything you would like to know that?
Well, in every sector, every industry, no matter how intelligent, no matter how good you are with your papers and your results, you must have this sense of financial intelligence. It's very important. So it's not news you see a very intelligent person, but its brain or her brain doesn't match with the financial outcome. Most times you have to be very good with your selling yourself out there. I've heard of intelligent people who just sit and nobody knows about it. They don't sell themselves out there. And there are so many ways to do that now. Shockingly, I watch on social media, I see people posting their food, posting their nails, their clubs and everything. For me, if I'm to employ you, I go to your social media page, like your CV for me first. I can read and tell you, okay, this is the kind of person I need. So if I go somewhere and I see just playing, it tells me no, I'm bringing someone to play in the office with me. So it must be good marketing. Not necessarily going to the market, use the social media handles. Market yourself out there. People should learn how to write and publish as well. I run a YouTube page, strange for some people. So when I tell them I've won awards, how do I do this? People reach me through some of these various organs and appreciate the work and think you are qualified for this award. This year we'll receive 3 nominations through same platform. So people must learn to market and also to brand. It's very important now in this age. You must have the right marketing strategies and the right branding skills. You attract the right people and just the kind of clients you want. So I'm not surprised if I sit in my office and I attract only corporations and business people because I've tailored myself towards that line. So summarily, that's what I'll tell them for now.
Wow.
Let me not keep it. Yeah.
This is huge too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are some of the misconceptions around lawyers, let me say so?
Yeah, one, they say they're liars. Everybody, when you tell them I'm a lawyer, the first thing, you make a good liar. But for me, I see it like a deep interpretation of your profession and someone doesn't understand. So I don't see it like stealings. Yeah, people think lawyers are liars, people think at times they just want to get finances and throw you out there. They also have very funny things about when lawyers die, what happened to them. But I'm more concerned in me, like with me. I try to be very dedicated when I'm handling my matters, communicate properly. At times it's a very big issue. If you don't communicate with your clients, it might make a lot of different meaning with your silence. Even if I'm here and someone is calling, I'll just tell you busy, I'll get you back. The person understands that already. He has seen my call. So the misconceptions are so many, but I try not to put them in my, I just hear them at times when I have it. Like, what misconception do you have about lawyers? Alright, liars. So it's normal, that's the first one. But I think it's a deep interpretation of the law, and most times it's amazing or it's surprising to some people when they hear that, okay, actually you can argue like this and have these results. So you see someone with a good case, but you see a lawyer who knows how to prove a matter, go as deep to say your case is good, but you kept no evidence to prove your case. So you lose, not because you're wrong, but because in law we win using evidence. So you can call me a bad liar, but I'll just use the law. Or you can call me a liar, I'm telling lies. So it's normal with us. Yeah, so that's it.
Okay, let's relax a bit over some fun questions.
Okay.
Yeah. Answer 3.
So
Feel free to it. Yeah, just pick one, maybe read it out, then.
Okay. Indomie noodles. It helped me in Nigeria. What meal can you best cook without anyone's help? Noodles, Indomie.
Interesting.
Alright, let me just try. If you were given the chance to be a woman for 2 years, will you accept? Why or why not? I will accept.
Oh, okay. Why?
I knew you come back. Well, I just want to know how the other gender is, because at times I sit and tell myself I don't understand women. Alright, that's all for now.
I'll leave it at that.
Okay. What's the right age to get married? For me, it's a personal decision. I have this question reminds me of my mom.
Okay.
It's battling with her every day now with this. So for me, it's a personal decision. I won't advise anyone to get married because you have any pressure or because you think you have a salary, you have a house, you have cars, and you think you can just get married. These days we see the richest people in the world living their marriages or their wives leaving them. So it's now clear it's not just money. You must have something that's binding you guys together. So I'm not married, I'm not sure I should give so much about this. But for me, that's for now.
That's good enough. Thank you so much.
It's okay.
It couldn't have been better. Thanks for all the advices. We are really greatly honored that invitation.
Pleasure is all mine. Anytime, just let me know.
Thank
I'll
you.
be here.
Okay, so grateful. How can people reach you?
Well, for me, we have our head office in Boya. We're gradually establishing a branch office here, I think somewhere in Aqua. Yes. We have a Facebook page. We have an Instagram page. We have a website, www.kingsmanadvocates.services. The Facebook page, Kingsman Advocates, law firm. So that's the easiest way to reach us.
Thank you so much for watching this edition of the Sherma Show. We were in the presence of Barrister Mafani Ngando, founder and managing partner of Kingsman Advocates law firm. Thank you. We are here because you're there. And please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share our videos. Thank you for watching.